2 months. Let's see if that garden's still alive. Class, you're not gonna believe this, but someone's been taking care of the garden. And my heart's overjoyed right now because it worked. The Tres Hermanas worked. Take a look at this. Corn, we got beans right here. And we have squash. All three. Amazing. Let's take a look at the anatomy of squash. Squash has two types of flowers. It has a male flower. If you've ever had squash blossoms to eat, it's the male flower. And you have the female flower, which will lead to the fruit. I believe this is a pumpkin. So this has to fertilize that in order to get fruit. And bugs can do that. Humans can do that. The wind can do that. But that's the anatomy of squash. So right up here at the top of the corn stalk, we have the male structure. This is actually the sperm of the corn. And that sperm will drop down onto the corn itself. And the top right here is called a tassel. So those tassels, each one of these strands are connected to an individual corn kernel. And as long as one of these sperms touches those, it's going to fertilize that kernel. I've opened up corn before where not all of it has been fertilized and the corn was spotty inside. So when we take a look at ours later, we'll see how it did. Guys, I am so proud of you for the job you did at this garden, and it finally paid off. I'm sorry you couldn't take advantage of that, but I certainly will. Let me show you what I collected today. Got a nice zucchini, corn. I collected 2 heads of corn. They said that when the tassels start to brown, that's when they're ripe, when they're good to go. So we'll see when we open up it at home. A couple of groups had this yellow squash, and I collected a handful of beans, and I'm gonna cook them for you. Let's see what we can do with it. Thank you guys. I love you. This year has been awesome despite the craziness of it all, and I am so proud of each and every one of you. Mwah. This here's a grape bush that has been growing here for years, and after every summer, grapes are ready to eat. Too bad we won't be able to here to enjoy that, or at least you won't, but I will. Can't have a good meal without a nice drink, so I present to you lemonade berries. We're gonna make a drink out of them. So these are the lemonade berries right here, and they're not very big, but they pack a huge punch. They're covered with a sticky, slimy layer. that is really, really sour. Oof. But they'll be amazing with some sugar and water. Thank you. Welcome guys. Today in the 403 kitchen, I'm going to use those wonderful vegetables I collected that you grew, and I'm going to make a zoodle spaghetti with the squash mix in the tomato sauce, air fried green beans, and also a savory corn waffle. It should be magnifique. First up, we're gonna make our zoodles. Now, zucchini are really easy to grow. You could harvest them in less than 2 months, and they grow up to 2 inches per day. They're incredibly prolific, and they're just a really good vegetable to have. I recommend them for every garden. So let's chop these ends off. So the one I'm most excited for is the corn. Let's see how it turned out inside. So it turned out amazing. All the kernels are there. I think I'm gonna sample it I know it's raw, but you know, it's veggie. It's good. There it is, the final product. We got our zoodle spaghetti, air fried green bean fries, and the corn waffle. Let's try it. First, I'm going for those fries. Can't resist crunchy, delicious fried goodness. Mmm. That worked. Dip that in some ranch and boom, amazing. Corn waffle. Actually see the corn in there. And it's dynamite. You could eat that savory, you could eat it sweet, some syrup, who knows, hot sauce, it'd go with it, it's amazing. Finally, let me try that zoodle spaghetti. Sorry for cutting off that last part, the taste test of the spaghetti, but me slurping it up and right in front of the camera was kind of gross. So I cut that off, but it was delicious. Probably the best one out of all three, although all three of them were amazing. I totally forgot to make the lemonade berry juice. So give me a few minutes and I'll get right to that and have that separately from my meal.
It's out.
Are you gonna pick it up?
Kayla, it's on your hand?
Oh Christ.
Where'd it go?
Can you not hurt me, please? I will not hurt you if you don't hurt me.
Just don't pick it up. Just don't pick it up. Don't pick it up.
Mr. Jensen said I had to. Mr. Jensen, will I get like 5 points extra credit?
30. Give her extra credit for this, man. Like this just takes courage.
No, you get a shout out on his Instagram.
Oh my God!
No, put
Don't
one
step
hand
on it.
over the other so it crawls. Yeah.
Yeah, let me go.
There you go.
Oh my God.
Kayla, I think it's good.
Put it on your hands, bro.
Oh hell.
Put him back in the fishbowl. So we can put it back in the
Fall damage.
Yo, Kayla's crazy, bro.